I was having a discussion with a friend who had just started intermittent fasting, and he was struggling with socialising and going out in the evenings and trying to manage his time around the fasting period versus the eating period. And whereas I'm doing the 16-8 fast periods, he was actually starting off doing 12-12 because he didn't want to go straight to having a 16-hour fast. But what he was saying is that he was struggling to actually make sure that he stuck with that because of the going out in the evenings. So what I was explaining to him, which I thought I'd convey in this very short video, is that what I do is, if I know I'm going out on, say, a Friday evening with my wife or with some friends, where we're going, in fact we did that only last weekend, where we went to see some friends for dinner. Now, oftentimes you don't necessarily know exactly when you're going to be eating with friends, so I allow a bit of a buffer in that circumstance. So I assumed that we perhaps wouldn't be finished eating till, let's say, 9 o'clock in the evening. So what I then do is I work backwards from that 9 o'clock to make sure that I don't break my fast from the previous day or evening 8 hours before that, so 1 o'clock in that particular example. So that means that you're not making it difficult for other people or sort of imposing your restrictions on eating, either in this case on my wife, who does tend to do a bit of intermittent fasting herself, but on your friends who don't want to be sort of restricted to your very strict time regimes of eating. So it could mean, because you can't always allow the same amount of gaps between, that instead of being a 16-hour fast, it may end up being longer. I prefer to work that way rather than say, okay, I will shorten my fast period to say 15 hours. I would always extend it, so instead of being 16, it might be 17 hours. And in fact, that's what actually happened on that occasion, on that Friday. So whereas I probably should have eaten by around about 12:30, I left eating or breaking my fast, having my breakfast, until 1 o'clock. And then that allowed me my 8 hours so that I'd finished eating at our friends at 9 o'clock. And as it happened, I think we actually sat down to eat at around about sort of 8 o'clock when we had our starters. And by the time we'd finished and had our desserts and so on, it was about 9 o'clock. So it worked out well. So by having intermittent fasting, by doing intermittent fasting, it doesn't mean that you cannot socialise in the normal way. You just have to think forward, mostly on the day or during the day that you're actually going out that evening, to work that into your fasting and non-fasting periods. And I think it works quite well. I was worried about that initially myself, and I've now worked out that it's actually fine to do. And what I have also found is, whereas you think, well, actually fasting for 17 hours would be a struggle, once you've started to get used to fasting for 16 hours, which I thought would be a problem in the first place, it isn't. To start off with, it is, but over a very short space of time your body adapts. Going on that extra hour actually doesn't make a lot of difference. But what I think is important to do is maybe just have another coffee, or make sure you're drinking a bit more water, because the water will fill up your stomach and it will help you to feel sated a little bit anyway. And in any event, drinking plenty of water while you're intermittent fasting is a good thing too, to help flush out all of the repair residue as a result of the repair mode that your body goes into during the fast. So I thought I'd just share that with you to help you with planning forward and making sure that you understand that when you're intermittent fasting, it doesn't have to impact on your social life and meeting up with friends and going out to dinner and so on. Thank you very much, and here's signing off in my wood, and have a good day and enjoy your fasting and a healthy life. Take care. Bye.